on the back of it in my period. So Smith, first period. And make sure that you engrave it enough so that it doesn't, like don't just write with a pencil, engrave it so that it doesn't dissipate. Then you're gonna take your drawing after you perfect it, and you could just, what? You can take your drawing and just lay it on here and go ahead with a ballpoint pen or a dull pencil. And if you trace your drawing like that, if you push hard enough, when you lift it, you'll have the indentations of your drawing, okay? So that's just to show you how to transfer the drawing onto the piece. So the different decorating techniques, the first one we're gonna do is, I'm gonna prepare for slip sgraffito. So slip sgraffito is with underglaze, and underglaze, remember, is just slip with color. Underglazes live up in the top right-hand cupboard if you haven't purchased them yourself. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna say like this area is gonna be slip sgraffito. So I'm gonna paint that part of it, which after I drew it, okay, and then I'm gonna let that dry. But while that's drying, I'll wash my thing. And then imagine that I have, maybe I'm gonna do leaves or vines or something like this. So I'm gonna, those are drawn because I've traced them. And then I'm gonna take a tool. It can be this kind of tool, any kind of tool. It could even be your paper clip. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna carve into the clay, making grooves, I guess. Make sure that there's no clay inside those grooves. Make sure that it's nice and even around the outside edges and those things. Then I'm gonna take my my underglaze, and I'm not painting. What I'm doing is I'm gonna fill those grooves with underglaze, like that. Okay, so you can't really see the lines, and the underglaze is kind of gonna go in there, and you're gonna let that dry. So this is Mishima, which you won't be able to see it till that dries, and this is gonna be slip sgraffito. What was another one I'm doing? Wax resist, I'll show that in a minute. Okay, and then slip trailing is, I have a whole bunch of these little bottles, and these little bottles too, and they have different tips to them. If you, inside the bin, there's these caps, and these caps have little needles in them, and that should clear out the grooves. So of course it's not going to. This needs to have water to it. So these haven't been used since last year, so we'll have to kind of mend these up, and we'll work on these. But slip trailing then is just, once you get these going, you just squeeze the bottle, and you could make little dots or draw lines with these, and that's what's called slip trailing. So the part that I have for the slip sgraffito is here. So I painted that, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and carve out my design like that so that the clay shows through. And you can make them thicker or whatever, but you can also think about not just doing a design, but maybe doing shading. But this area right here is slip sgraffito. So right here. And then I'm gonna let this dry, and we'll do wax resist, but let's stop the video right there.